Welcome to the Lyons Share podcast with this week's Lyons on Lyons edition. I'm your host, Mitch Lyons. This episode brought to you, as always, by Mitch Lyons Wealth, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement. Check them out at mitchlyonswealth.com, where you can get a free book, a free movie, a complimentary tax tool to see how much you'll pay in retirement from your taxable accounts, such as 401ks and IRAs. So yesterday's game, Detroit playing the Indy Colts down in Indianapolis, a road game, which is always tough in the NFL to go on the road and get a win. Lions pull out a 24-6 win. They do take a number of hits along the injury front, which is concerning. But all in all, a well-played game and a solid victory. Anytime you can go on the road and win by 18 points. Funny thing is, towards the end of the game, my daughter looks at me and she says, "This is kind of a boring game." And it was at that point that I realized us Lions fans are getting a little spoiled. To be able to go on the road and win by 18 in really a game that you never really felt threatened. The Colts did take an early lead, and we didn't really get on the board until the second quarter, but we really were in control the entire time. Did take a number of injuries. Carlton Davis going down is concerning. We were already a little shorthanded at cornerback, seeing Vildor get exposed a little bit with Terrion Arnold out. And then to see Davis hurt his knee on a non-contact play was a little concerning. They say he's okay. I don't know that he'll be able to turn around and play on Thursday in the Thanksgiving Day game, but hopefully it's not that serious. And if he's out, maybe just a game, and hopefully back that following week. But you saw Taylor Decker go down on a kind of one that looked kind of bad as he got rolled up from behind. But they say he's going to be all right. Again, 4 days later, maybe not, but nothing too long term. The only one that looks like it might be a little longer term is Khalif Raymond, the punt returner who hurt his foot. So that is concerning on a number of fronts. Number one, he's been a heck of a returner for us. Number two, it's got us sticking Amon-Ra St. Brown out there at punt returner with everybody dropping. The last thing I wanted to see was our all-pro receiver out there catching punts. So we'll see what happens this week. I don't think Isaiah Williams was activated. He was pretty good in the preseason on punt return, so we'll see if they come up with something different there. I don't mind Amon-Ra in a end-of-game situation where you know you just got to need a safe catch, but I don't want to see him out there returning punts in a high-speed collision play where you could get him dinged up and put on the IR. That would be a killer for us. So, but other than that, a pretty solid game all around. We didn't have turnovers. That's so critical in the NFL to not turn the ball over. If you don't turn the ball over, you give yourself a lot better chance. And you see the Lions, short of the one game against the Texans, they're taking care of the ball pretty consistently, which is a plus. And, what more can you say about the defense? There were some plays given up early, but the bottom line is they're giving up 6 points to a team the week before that looked pretty good on offense. So, it's been, I think, 10 quarters, and they haven't given up a touchdown in those 10 quarters, which is really hard to do. So here we are. We sit at 10-1, a 9-game winning streak, the first time since 1934 for the Detroit Lions when they were 10-0. And the crazy thing is we cannot shake the Minnesota Vikings or the Green Bay Packers, who both win again yesterday. The Vikings pull out a crazy one where they gave up a double-digit lead in the last minute, really, and get taken to overtime. But they ended up pulling out the win, so they're at 9-2. The Packers are at 8-3, so they're not going anywhere. Which, on one hand, it's frustrating because you see some of these teams like the Bills with a 5-game lead in their division. We have the best record in the NFL, and we still only have a 1-game lead over the Vikings and 2 games over the Packers. But I think that's kind of good. It keeps us sharp. We're going to have to play every week and know that we've got a number 1 seed on the line, a division title on the line. So, so that will be critical. So, and keep in mind, if you don't win the division, you don't get a bye the first week of the playoffs. So there's a lot on the line there. So we'll have to remain sharp. We head to Thanksgiving playing the Chicago Bears, which are kind of on hard times. They shoulda, coulda yesterday against the Vikings, let it get away from them in overtime. But they will be coming to Detroit in 3 days here and on Thursday, and they're going to be ready to play. And I went down last year to the game against Green Bay. Lions came out and got thumped by Jordan Love and the Packers. So It's the NFL. Everybody's got NFL players. Everybody's got pride. Everybody wants to play on that game. Everybody's watching in the nation. That's the only game on. It's an exciting game to be in. I played in it in 1998, the infamous coin flip game where Jerome Bettis called heads tails, and they gave him heads. They came up tails, and the Lions go down and beat us in overtime. And that was a huge turnaround there. We went from 7-4 to 7-9. If we win that game, we're 8-4. Things are going good, and we just slid the other way. So anyway, it's every player's dream to play on that Thanksgiving Day game, because you're the only. It's like being on Monday Night Football. You're the only game in town. You know, all your peers across the league are watching you. You know, everybody in the country's eyes are on you, which is pretty cool. So even thinking about possibly heading down to the game ourselves this week. So again, although Mitch Lyons might be the main primary problem for the Detroit Lions, because Ange and I figured it out that of their last 4 losses, which date back to Thanksgiving of last year, we've attended 3 of them. So we were at the Packers loss Thanksgiving last year. We were not in Dallas when they got hosed by the refs last year. But we were in San Fran when they lost the game out there in the NFC Championship. And we were at the second game this year with Tampa Bay. So I'm not sure whether I should go or not. That's going to be a game time decision. But you know, it's a great season we're having. Lions fans are spoiled. An 18-point win on the road is boring, but we'll keep taking those wins and keep racking them up, and hopefully, get a little separation as we get further along here between us and the Vikes. I would really like to not have to play for a number 1 seed and the division title in that last game of the year at Ford Field against the Vikings. I'd like to perhaps give Hendon Hooker some time at QB and let some of the other veteran starters get a little rest heading into the playoffs. But it is what it is. We can't control other teams' schedules and what they're doing, but all we can keep doing is controlling Sundays for our games, and the Lions are doing a great job of that. So enjoy the ride, Detroit Lions fans. We're having a heck of a year. So again, this episode brought to you by Mitch Lyons Wealth. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment on the sign up for the Lions Share so you get alerted to all these Lions on Lions episodes, all the great interviews that I've had recently, including Jerome Bettis, Bill Cowher, Mike Mularkey, Dermontti Dawson. There's a lot of great ones there we've had. So tune in and keep up to date on that. And again, thanks for listening in. Bye.